So guys, let's knock out this review video, get you ready for your test tomorrow. It says, for each problem below, find the max or minimum value, describe domain and range. Sorry about that. And whether the function is increasing or decreasing. Okay, so first of all, the first equation is already set up in vertex form. The vertex is -3, -1. That's really all you need here. The 2 is positive, which means it's opening up. I should draw a little sketch down here. -3, -1 is right here, and it's opening up. Okay, so the minimum value is the y of the vertex is -1. The domain on every one of these we do is all reals because it's going left and right forever. The range, remember range is y. It's going from -1 up forever. It's increasing up. It's increasing from here to here. That's the part where it's going up. And we use the x's for that. Don't forget we use the x's for that. So it's increasing from -3 to forever, which means it's decreasing right here, which is -infinity until you get to the -3. And there you go. Number 2, the only difference in number 2 and number 1 is you got to find the vertex. You're going to have to do the -b over 2a. -b is 6. 2a is 2 times -3. That's going to be -1. So to find the rest of your vertex, you got to plug that -1 in, which I'm going to do in the calculator right now. And I'm getting 8. The 3 is negative. So if I go to -1, 8, which is up here somewhere, it's going to open down. So it means it's a max. Oh, I should have circled min on that other one too. It's a max, and the value is 8. The domain is always all reals. The range, this time since it's going down, it's going from -infinity up to the 8. And then it's increasing. It's increasing from this section right there from -infinity until it gets, remember, we're using the x's, -1, and that means it's decreasing from -1 to infinity. Hope that makes some sense. All right, next one. Write a quadratic function in vertex form, given the following. Now, they gave me the vertex, which is extremely nice of them. Let me change colors here. Give me the vertex, so I can go ahead and write this much. So y equals a, put the opposite of the 3 there, plus 2 there. Now, the reason it goes through this point is because it works. All right, so I'm going to put the 8 in for the y, the 13 in for the x, and I'm just going to solve that for a. So I'm going to do 2 things at first. I'm moving this 2 to the other side, make that 6. If you do 13 minus 3, that's 10. 10 squared is 100. So really that's, I should have not written that a. Really that's over here, that's 100a equals 6. If you divide by 100, you get 6 over 100, which reduces down to 3/50. That's a lot of work right there. And then, so your equation is y equals 3/50 x minus 3 squared plus 2. And that's all they want right there is what your equation is. Number 4, this says intercept form, and they gave me the intercepts. Okay, so I have this. I have y equals a again. One intercept is 12, go the opposite. The other intercept is -6, go the opposite. And again, just got to find a. And they gave me the point. Why does it pass through that point? Because it works. So plug it in. Plug the 4 in for the y. Let's plug the 14 in for both x's. All right, so I'm getting this. I'm getting a. That's going to be 2 times 20. That's 40a. Is 4. So if I divide by 40, I get 4/40, which reduces down to 1/10. So here's my answer, here's my equation. I get 1/10 times x minus 12 times x plus 6. And there it is. There's your equation. So kind of going backwards there. Instead of asking you for stuff, they're giving you stuff and asking you for the equation. Number 5, this is a word problem. Remember the word problem that we did? The answer was always the vertex somewhere. So let's just find the vertex and let's go. Okay, it says the path of a soccer ball kicked by a player can be modeled by this equation. Hey, you know what? That's in vertex form, which is nice. Where x is the horizontal distance in yards, x is horizontal, and y is the height. That's important. Okay, now in class the other day when we did these problems, we used our calculator to find the vertex. But I'm going to be honest, this one right here is already in vertex form. The vertex on that thing is 2012. Now, if I didn't know that, if I couldn't tell by looking, I would punch in the calculator, do the left bound, right bound thing, and find it, right? So it says, what's the maximum height? Well, if you kick a ball, it does this. In case of the maximum height is going to be the vertex. That's the y, right? The maximum height. So it says the height is the y. So the maximum height is 12 yards. What is the total distance? Okay, this is a tricky one. From here to get to here, it went 20. It went 20 yards to go up 12. So how much further did it go? It went 20 more before it hit the ground. So what's the total distance? 40 yards. So make sure you read that question carefully. Don't just automatically think, oh, it's just the vertex is both answers. The vertex gave us both answers, but you had to, had to at least read the question to get the 5B. Now we're going to a little bit of review here. I think you got to find the vertex, axis symmetry, all the things, and y-intercept, and draw a little graph. These are both negative b over 2a problems, and they're both kind of have fractions in them, so you got to be careful here. Negative b over 2a on this first one is negative b is 12, 2a is 2 times 4, which is 8. That's going to be 3 halves. Now, that means my axis of symmetry. That gives me my axis of symmetry, by the way. It also gives me the x part of my vertex. The y-intercept, remember, is the last number, because if you put zeros in, you get 5 over it. So it's going to cross the y-axis here. Vertex is 1.5, something. Got to figure that one out. I know it opens up because it's a positive 4. So I'm going to punch that 3 halves in my calculator in for x and see what I get for my y. I'm getting negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to go 3 halves, 1.5, negative 4, which is down here. And so if I draw that thing, it's going to be, that's pretty bad. It's going to look like that. Okay, the second one, same kind of deal. Negative b over 2a. So negative b is positive 10 over 2 times negative 2. That's really 10 over negative 4, which is negative 5 halves. Now, when I find that, that's the x part of the vertex. It's also the axis of symmetry. So it's really 2 answers. Your y-intercept is at 1. You can go ahead and put that on your graph. Y-intercept is 1. And again, to find my y-coordinate, I'm just going to plug in my calculator again. I'm going to do that. I'm getting 27 halves, which is really 13.5, which is way off my graph, by the way. So if I go negative 2.5 and up 13, it's way up here. So if I graph it, it's going to go down through that y-intercept down there. And we're looking good. Oh gosh, even more. Okay, these aren't bad though. These are set up for you. It says for each equation below, find the x-intercepts. Okay, you can see, keep going. The vertex and the axis of symmetry. So again, once you find the vertex, you have the axis. That's no big deal. These are intercept form. So the x-intercepts here are negative 4 and 2. So I'll go ahead and put those on my graph. Negative 4 and 2 right there. Remember, the vertex is halfway between those two. Halfway between negative 4 and 2. You can count if you want to, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 6 apart. So if you go 3 away, that puts you at negative 1. So the vertex is going to be negative 1 something, which means your axis is x equals negative 1. So I just got to find the y. So to do that, I'm going to plug negative 1 into both of those and just work it out. And if I do that, that gives me 3 times negative 3, which is negative 9. So my vertex is negative 1, negative 9, which is way down here off my graph again. Just going to connect the dots, la, 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 and you got it. Okay, this one, number 9, x-intercept is negative 3 and 3. If I put those on here, x-intercept is negative 3 and positive 3, which means my vertex is going to be 0, because 0 is halfway between those two. That's pretty easy. And if I plug 0 in there both places, don't forget the negative sign outside. I'm going to get negative times positive 3 times negative 3. That's going to be positive 9. So I'm going to go, and the negative sign does mean it opens down, by the way. So I'm going to go up to 0, 9, which is way up here. Again, off my graph. Everything's off the graphs today. And there you have it. Solve by elimination. Now we're definitely hitting review. I'm looking at those. I think I'm going to make that y right there go away because they already have different signs. So I'm going to multiply that top equation by 4 because that's a 4y, I need a negative 4y above it. So if I multiply everything by 4, that gives me a negative 4y. Don't forget the right-hand side. And I'm going to add it to the second equation because that's going to make that 4y disappear. Over here, I get 17x. Over here, I get 34. That's convenient because 17 goes into 34 2 times. To get my other answer, I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to plug it in the second one. So I get 2 plus 4y is 10. If I move that 2 over there, I get 8 divided by 4. It's 2. So my answer here is 2. 2. And that's it. Number 11, solve this inequality. There's something weird's going to happen. I can already tell because the x is negative. But first step, let's subtract 6 from all 3 sides. Those are gone. I have a negative x there. Here I have a 6 and a 10. I'm about to divide by negative 1 to get rid of that negative sign. Don't forget, when you divide by negative, the signs flip. That becomes negative 6. That becomes negative 10. If you do an interval notation, your answer is between negative 10, negative 6. And you have it. One more slide. Number 12, it's slide 7. Number 12, write the function, this function, that's going to be absolute value that goes up 4. Remember, up 4 is 4 on the outside, exactly like you think. Then it says 5 to the left. Left or right is inside, opposite of what you think. Since it's going left, I'm going to put plus 5. Reflects across the x. If it's x, reflects across the x, that's negative in the front. Vertical stretch by factor of 3. That means there's a 3 in the front of the whole thing, not just the x, but the whole function. And part E has got a couple things. Write a function as translation 3 to the right, followed by reflection in the y-axis. So 3 to the right, oh, this is a toughie. 3 to the right is going to be this. Okay, then a reflection in the y. Now, reflection in the y means there's a negative inside, which means that negative goes for everything inside. So you either have to write it like that, or you could distribute that minus sign and do that. I think you should stop there, but either way is fine. All right. Hope that helps you get ready. I think you got a chance to do great tomorrow. Cheering for you. Hope you do awesome. See you tomorrow.